All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. In an industry like gaming, things change extremely fast, and Apex has been fortunate enough to where not any major release has really swayed the popularity of their game because, like we know, Cyberpunk didn't pan out like we thought it was going to. Call of Duty is Call of Duty. It'll always be there. It's a giant. It's going to have its loyal fan base. You know, there's not a whole lot of games that have been coming out recently that have been starting to take away from the player base that is Apex. But once again, in an industry like gaming, things move extremely fast. And Apex has been fortunate that there hasn't been that big release. But there's going to be a big release. There's always a bigger fish. And Apex has continuously lagged behind on trying to polish their game and make it playable throughout all aspects of it. And it's just continuing to become a bigger and bigger problem. Last week, we started the show talking about this exact same thing. Troy couldn't find games with teammates ever since they added the new no-fill autofill mode. It's been 2 weeks. That problem happened last week, and it is still here this week. We haven't seen a tweet. We haven't seen anything that would indicate that they are even thinking about matchmaking. One of the most pivotal parts of a game, getting into the fucking match. We still don't have any word on that. Now we move on to this week. Troy has the exact same issue. We all have the exact same issue. You either get a teammate or you just have to play by yourself, and more often than not, you're not getting a teammate. 9 out of 12 games Troy had to play this week without getting a teammate. That's not how you grow a game. It's just not how you do things. And that's not it. It's not just the matchmaking. We've got problems with legends like Loba being almost unusable because literally since the day she launched, they have not been able to figure out how to use her bracelet. Her tactical ability, I'll have it. There's been lobby issues since day one where you can't connect with certain people, or you'll be in a lobby with everybody and you'll get thrown out, but your two teammates will get into a game. And of course, how can we talk about all the issues Apex Legends and not talk about the fucking servers? These problems are continuing to pile up, and it's becoming increasingly difficult. As a podcast that supports Apex Legends, we wouldn't have made this podcast unless we loved the fuck out of this game. And we love the lore, we love playing it, we love having a good time on Apex Legends. But that is becoming increasingly difficult. And other games and other markets are starting to look a lot more fun from the outside when you're trying to play this game and you can't even get a teammate. Let's talk a little bit about it.
The older I get, the bigger of an investment it is for me when I decide to play video games anyway, right? I don't think I enjoy them less, but I think that I have more and more things that demand my time. So if I'm going to play a video game, right, it's a huge investment of my free time. And I have an infinite amount of games to choose from. So if I'm choosing Apex Legends, right, like, you know, my standards are going to be pretty high. And for there to have been an update between when I played last Tuesday and this Tuesday, and for them not to have fixed it literally at all, you know, and to reiterate, 75% of the games that I played this week, I had to play solo in a duos match because it glitched out and did no fill, even though I had clicked fill. And that's after restarting the game. That's after changing my modes, doing everything I could to fix it. And it wasn't working. So, you know, it just seems so ridiculous that every time there's an update, they're intentional about putting things in that they say are meant to be specifically quality of life changes. And yet, one of the most critical elements of the game, being able to play on a level playing field with other teams by having the same amount of team members, they've completely ignored it. I'm not the only one dealing with this. If you type it into Google, it'll pop up a ton on Reddit specifically. It's very, very frustrating. And I think that, you know, like Wyatt said, the servers have always been a serious problem. There's been a glitch that I've run into a lot, even not playing anywhere near as much as these three guys, where you'll switch from duos to trios and you'll see that you switched it, and then it'll put you in what you were in before anyway, and you have to restart the game to make it work. Getting kicked from lobbies and your teammate getting in. Like, these things, they have a cumulative effect. And if I'm spending, let's say, 30 minutes out of an hour playing a game, trying to just get it to function at a basic level, even if it's a great game that's edging out all the other great games that are out there, that dysfunction is going to put it way down at the bottom of my list. And if it wasn't for this amazing community that we've built and this awesome podcast that I'm a part of, I wouldn't touch Apex ever again after this week.
And that's a problem that it's not just Troy. It's plenty of people out there. It's our own Discord community, people getting upset with that. We've got Schmazzy who's on the Boxing Pod. Same exact issues, same exact problems. We are continuously running into these things. And us three at the table, me, Kyle, Brian, we've played this game since day one. And what have we always tried to do? We've always tried to remain positive. Gamers are notoriously negative. Gamers are notoriously always complaining about something. We have tried as long as we could to not be negative about this game. And we had to put this at the beginning of the pod because I think people need to understand that this is a fucking problem and something needs to be done. Brian.
So, as you guys said, I always try to stay on the dev side. I understand that a lot of the things like 3D sound and all these kind of things are very complex and very difficult things to program and to implement into a game that has an infinite amount of different scenarios that can take place. I understand that there's going to be bugs, all that. I'm patient along that. But that being said, just to me, even if you implement something like the no-fill option, that's the one I'm going to use as an example, even though they've had multiple other occasions like this, where it is a flawed system. It is a broken system, and not in a good way. It is a major issue with the game, and it makes new players and newer players like Troy not want to play the game. That's a huge issue. When you're turning away a new player base or a still building, or a player base that you were still building, when you start turning them away to other games, that is a huge issue. This is the first time, and I think Apex's like tenure, that I'm actually worried about the route that this game is going with the devs specifically. The game itself, I think there's a ton of potential there. It's the way these devs are managing it, maintaining it, and the way they are communicating with the public with it. If you have a flawed system that you implemented 2 weeks ago and you don't have a fix for it, the next update needs to be removing that flawed system until you're able to implement it where it is successfully done. Take a smaller bite. Test more. Don't use your community to be your beta test.
If you're a brand new player into Apex and you run into the problems that Troy is running into, how quickly you would go back to your other game. I would do it in a heartbeat. If this wasn't my game, I'd be like, oh, well, this shit sucks, and just immediately go back. And think about it. Like, yeah, does Warzone have a cheater issue? Yeah, sure. But if you're a guy who traditionally plays Warzone, and at least you can squad up with your team, and you know that there's not going to be an issue there, how quickly is it to run into a cheater and back out of the lobby and get into a new game, rather than getting into a lobby, having to leave, trying to quit the game, load it back in, see if you get a teammate this time, don't get a teammate again, quit the game again, go back. It's so much easier in Warzone to literally just click quit because there's an obvious cheater, and then load back into a new game, because at least your matchmaking system works.
Yeah.
So much easier. And you know what's crazy? We still have cheaters. So it's like, yeah, Warzone, oh, well, they got to deal with cheaters. We do too. And we have one guy who's supposed to server ban all these people. One guy. Okay. Respawn Hideouts. Follow him on Twitter. And so now you run into cheaters and a bad matchmaking system. Instantly, you're switching the game over. Instantly.
It's just such a pathetic thing. And then it's like the fact that they haven't even touched it. They tweeted about it a long time ago when it first came out that they were looking into it. But we haven't heard a word about it since. It's literally something that is ruining the game. Like, people do not want to play because unless you have a full squad, you're solo queuing every single time. And I like solo queuing from time to time, but if I have to do it every single time, it's going to ruin my mood because there's a lot of fights you cannot win solo queuing.
What makes it worse is you get so excited, right, for these events that drop. You get so excited for these new updates, and then it's like a 1 step forward, 3 steps back kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Every single update.
It's just a slap in the face.
Man. And the more you look at it, we look back. We've been playing since day one. You can look back at it, and you can be like, oh, remember when this update happened and then they did this? Remember when Rampart was able to fly on the crypto? And at first you think it's kind of funny, and then you start looking at this when you're dealing with this matchmaking issue for 2 weeks, and it actually starts to look really fucking pathetic. It looks really pathetic how many problems that we have had to deal with in this game. I get it. It's a free game, but you have made over $1 billion on this free game. Come the fuck on. When we look at games like Overwatch that we used to play for a long time, at least with Overwatch, they had a lot of character balancing issues. There were issues there, but we played that game for so long because at least the game worked. It worked. We didn't like how it worked sometimes, but it fucking worked. Call of Duty, it fucking works. Yeah, there's issues with like gun metas sometimes, and there's issues with like cheaters and stuff like that, but it fucking works. This game, it's like there's no one stat that's full. Right? There's nothing that's just full all the way. There's always some issue in each aspect of this game. Characters are broken because you can't use Loba. I feel so bad for poor Loba, bro. Cheeks like that, she can't even get used.
No, she can't.
It's ridiculous. You've got matchmaking issues. You've got lobby issues. You've got server problems. Like, what is this game fucking good at? The idea of it, the concept of it, that's all I can think of.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly.
That's what it is. And that's what Apex is currently coming down to. It's not Apex of anything. It's just there. Mm-hmm. They're good all around. It's a great game when you put that together. When it all works. When it all works, when Apex is working great, it's probably the best game on the market right now.
It's the best BR on the market,
yes.
Definitely.
When it's working well, it is the best on the market. When it's not, it's the worst.
By far.
And that's the thing. When it's not, happens too often.
Way too often. All right, well, we wanted to get that out of the way early. Sorry for our incessant rambling there. Let's hit you with some nice. I put some music in last week. I hit him with a nice happy song. DJ, hit that shit. We're gonna hit you with the happy song, and we'll get into the raised energy question of the week. All right, off to bigger and brighter things. We're going to get happy now. We're going to talk some Apex. We got a good episode for you guys here today. We got the Raise Energy question. We're going to implement a new segment called Story Time, where I'm going to go over some things of the lore that you might not be familiar with. And then we'll do our rank split guide for split number 2 on Olympus and end the show with gambling. Like always, boys, let's get into the Raise Energy question of the week. Use code BANNER for 15% off on all Rep Sports products, repp.com, where you can get 15% off. Get yourself a Raise Energy, bro. Kyle, looks like you need one over there.
Bro, I need a Raise Energy, man. And you know what would taste so good right now? That sour gummy worm, bro, just coming in clutch.
Bro, so good.
Ugh.
It's so good. So much better than that competition, that F-Fuel or whatever they call it.
Yeah,
F-Gas or some shit.
F-Gas.
I don't even know what they call it. Use code BANNER. 15% off. All right,
Nobody
boys.
drinks that shit.
Nobody. Let's get into the Raise Energy question. We've got, last week we did basketball, and at one point we've done football. And the vast majority of the people at this table really know one sport better than all three of those, and that is hockey.
I thought you were going to say golf.
No, we don't know. We don't know golf.
I know you like
Tiger Woods?
I've never golfed in my
You
life.
can't keep yourself away from those little balls, Brian.
I fucking hate you. God, why?
So, getting into hockey, we are going to, if the Legends were hockey players, what would your top line be? Your center, left wing, right wing, your 2 defensemen, your goalie, who would captain your team, and who is your goon, the guy who's going to fight it up on the ice for you? Let's get into it. Starting with number 1, the obvious pick of Gibraltar being a goalie is whack. You do not want Gibraltar as your goalie. Who put Gibraltar as their goalie?
I put Gibraltar as
I knew it.
Hey, he already has the arm shield.
Are you just testing out the theory
Did you
that
do
a
it too?
sumo
No,
wrestler
I literally
would be the
didn't
best
even
goalie?
give a shit about the arm shield. That dude is so thick,
Bro.
Like,
Yeah. Are
dude,
you just saying there's going to be no 5-hole?
He's going to be he's going to be playing butter. You can tell that Jibby is one of those guys that's thick but flexible.
You think he's limber?
I do.
Yeah,
I
has
think,
to be,
dude.
yeah.
I
Bro,
think he's
the
going to
only-
be doing thick butterfly.
I
And
think-
he literally
he just
only has
splits.
to. He only has to push like 3 to 4 centimeters to get to the other side of the net.
That's all he ever
The
pushes.
6x4. He's 4 feet wide. Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't think for you to say I don't think that's the obvious pick. Like, you're just not using. Your
I think
frontal lobe, bro.
Gibby looks like the guy who does splits in his free time, like just practices doing
you
the
know,
splits.
Bro, he can block a puck with just one of his tattoos. He doesn't even have to use his body.
Yeah, the puck just shatters
It
the
just
second
shatters.
it yeah,
That's right.
I think maybe what I meant to say was Caustic was another pick for goalie that I thought people would do. Caustic can't do the splits.
Wow,
Caustic can barely
was a
touch
real,
it.
that was a
Loba for
smooth-
goalie because her
Wow.
cheeks just
Wow.
take up the whole
retreat,
entire.
tactical retreat
I had
you
to
just
do
did
it.
on that
The
position. there.
deflect right
Yeah.
there.
I had to do it. Well, goalies can deflect really well. Maybe I'd be a good goalie.
No, we've tried that
No.
before.
Okay, true story though, and this is why I said the
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
about
yeah.
Gibraltar and Caustic. I've spent a lot of time before I made this podcast. I was broadcasting hockey games, and you would not believe how small goalies actually are. One of the best goalies we had on our team here in Fresno was he was probably about 3 inches taller than me, weighed the same amount. I weigh 120. I'm a small dude. This dude must have weighed maybe 125, 130. I didn't even know he was the goalie. Like, after the game, I thought he was like a guy who had been healthy scratched and he was just sitting on the bench or something. I was like, wait, who are you? And he's like, I'm the goalie, bro. And I was like, what? Goalies look a lot different and act a lot different than you'd think, even at the NHL level. You got guys who are tall who play goalie, but holy shit. Like, goalies are not as big as you think.
No, they're very fast, very agile, very athletic.
Yeah, and the pads really make them look much bigger than they actually are. You would think that, yeah, that's obvious, but when you see how much padding they put on, it's insane.
Yeah,
when you're taking
imagine Jibby with some.
I know,
padding
right?
on, right?
He's got to actually.
He's
do it.
extra thick.
As long as you don't lose too much athleticism, no goalie's going to prefer being smaller. If
That's
that makes
true.
sense.
That is true as well.
This is not that pick is not to say that smaller individuals can't be great goalies. That's definitely true. But I think that if you can get someone who's limber and also the size of a small U-Haul, like, why not?
Two guys, same skill level. One's 3 inches taller. You're taking the guy 3 inches taller. That's just a fact.
Because 3 inches. I don't think height is the biggest deal. It's like 3 inches taller probably correlates with at least like a couple inches wider, right?
It helps with like when they're down.
Yeah,
in their butterfly
It
position.
probably helps
I didn't
with
actually
reach
think
and things
about
like that.
Yeah, good point.
It helps with that. Any other notes on any legends that you thought would just be the worst hockey player of all time?
So I think Loba's cheeks would be great
For
for
goalie?
Yeah,
Might be.
Just,
Is that
the
your
cheeks.
goalie?
No.
Just the cheeks? Not her, just the cheeks?
no. She just kind of like Kim Kardashian it and like turn and smack a puck out. You know?
It might bounce off so fast that it hit him.
It just
all
ricochets
these-
into the other net. Yeah, there you go.
Tell all these other legends to shoot, and they will definitely make a goal because they're going to miss the mark.
Also, I think that Wraith would be great because you just portal in front of it and then just portal.
Just portal. Just that's fucking nasty.
She's just sitting there.
Just set both ends of the portal right there. Send one in, send one back the other way.
Yeah.
Caustic is definitely the dude in the crowd on the power play who's just yelling "shoot" like every 5 seconds, like the whole fucking time.
And he's got a beer in his hand.
Caustic. That's
Caustic's-
Caustic with a
yeah.
beer in his hand, maybe
Caustic's-
like a pretzel. He's just yelling "shoot."
He's the one on the side that's actually shooting.
I
He's
don't
in the
see
stands,
that
but
at
he's still
all.
shooting.
You've never
I
seen
don't
that?
know. I don't see Caustic.
Oh, you don't see
There's
Caustic.
no way. I don't know.
Dude, there's always a guy at a hockey game who's yelling "shoot." He's overweight. He's sitting there yelling "shoot" on the power play when they're not even like in position.
Why are you calling your dad out like this?
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what I can't say anything about that. That's what he would
Rates
do.
the girl on the
I
side
know.
of the ring promoting her OnlyFans via paper.
You remember that girl from the
Showing her titties to the guy
Yeah,
in the penalty
exactly.
box.
yeah the girl in the
Is
world?
it really a penalty then? Yeah.
Remember the girl in the Stanley Cup when they won the Stanley Cup and she flashes Ovechkin?
Oh yeah,
I actually don't remember that.
So there's a picture right
I watched
after
that, too.
Yeah, right after she's got her boobs on the glass, like as somebody's holding the Stanley Cup.
Seriously?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, on national TV.
They're
That's
I have
fucking
seen-
hilarious.
I have seen
Fucking
the
tits
picture.
are right on it.
On
I've
the
seen the
glass.
picture of the girl who's and it was Ovechkin too. God, Ovechkin. It was a girl holding a sign up to Ovechkin, essentially saying, "I gave you a blowjob in high school."
No,
You
that
remember
was
that?
yes,
No,
that was
it's not-
Tyler
It's
Sagan.
not Ovechkin.
Oh,
It's Tyler
okay,
Sagan.
okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah,
That's the meme I always think of too. It's like, hey, I give you a blowjob in college. You remember me?
and he's just like laughing. He's got
He's
his
laughing, like
he's
reading
laughing.
it.
He's like,
God
yeah,
damn.
yeah, I know you.
He
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
recognized it. All right, who wants to go with their squad first? I can take the lead if you guys want.
I'll do it because to be honest, I'm probably the
Least knowledgeable.
least knowledgeable when it comes to hockey. So I want to get mine out there before I'm completely just discredited before I even start.
All right.
I'm going to start with my my front line, my left wing.
Okay.
I have Octane. I want speed and I want explosiveness with my offensive.
Okay.
Center, I want Mirage. I know he's not the most grindy of the guys out there, and like he has a little bit of trouble probably battling up close, but good luck keeping track of which one you have to battle.
Yeah.
Right?
He can
that
make it
could be
difficult.
nasty in front of the net. Just clog up the goalie's sights, all kinds of stuff like that. I like that.
Even if it's
Yeah,
just
screens
even if
for
it's
sure.
just a Mirage.
exactly.
For
As long as you
sure.
block it,
Is he your
it's
captain
fucking
or
nasty. No, my captain's going to be my right wing, which I have as Bangalore. Because when you shoot that puck to her, give her that nice little saucer pass, she's going to get that little burst of energy and get right in
Exactly.
there.
Burst of speed.
I'm right in there. I like that speed on the outside. I want confusion in the middle, and to back it up on the back end. If you fuck with my dudes, I got Revenant and Pathfinder coming to box and kick your fucking ass.
I love that decor.
That's
love
a good-
that
Who are you going to be?
decor.
I want my defense.
You got two robots as your defense.
Exactly. I want my defense to inspire fear into people. So I have Revenant as my first defenseman, and he's going to scare the fucking shit out of their star players. They ain't going to want to get anywhere near him. Second, I got Pathfinder, because who the fuck's going to get back quicker than Pathfinder in this roster? Nobody.
Yeah,
He's got your back. He's going to take care of you. He's going to be the one right there behind you when you start getting punked. You're his friend. He is your friend, and that is, dude, you let him do his shit, he would go to fucking town in his boxing ring.
Pathfinder would be like the perfect hybrid of an offensive defenseman and a defensive defenseman.
Bro,
dude.
listen, what's the rule? When you grab a puck out of the air, you can stop it, but you can't skate with the puck.
You can't close your hand.
close your hand.
You can.
So he can leave an open hand and grapple that shit straight into the goal.
No, not to the goal. He can at least put it in front of him, which is just as dangerous.
Right.
If he's
at
the
that
blue
point.
line.
And goalie, I actually have someone that's a little bit off path here. I felt like people were going to go Gibraltar or something like that, you know. I actually want Rampart there.
Oh. Well, explain that.
Oof.
Listen, Rampart, from what we've seen, how she flings herself around her fucking turret, and she's fucking psychotic enough to take a fucking puck to the
She's
face.
crazy.
She's going to have no fear.
Goalies have to be crazy.
She's already lost it too somehow.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And it's probably
she's
from a
already
puck.
lost it too. She's probably won a couple fights.
Wait, did she lose it too?
No, she just has
she's
a big
she has
gap.
a
Yeah,
fat
she's got a
gap.
big gap.
Okay,
But
We can say a puck hit it.
yeah, we'll just say a puck hit it and it caused the gap.
Yeah.
I trust Rampart to take any shot for the fucking team on that. I also think that she's fucking way more agile than you would expect. I don't care if she's a smaller legend. Like she's fine. I trust her to be able to do that. Last one I had was
You're good.
kind of coming off the bench. He's my goon. I'm having motherfucking Fuse come out there. Nobody's gonna punch you faster. Rock'em Sock'em Robot Part 2. He's got that big hook, and you know what? I don't give two shits if he can't do jack shit. He can walk out there with no skates on. I don't give a damn, because he's just going to go out there and lay some motherfucker on his ass.
Yes, I actually I love
dig
that.
that.
For
I
your
dig
goon,
that.
for your
Yes.
fighter,
Yes.
I love that.
He's
He's
the
a great goon.
He's
I
the
love
glue
that.
on
He's
the
got
team.
the goon look too.
He does.
Bangalore is the captain, and Fuse is the glue that holds that team together.
I like the squad. I like the all. Hockey is really a game of like you got a lot of brothers playing on the same team. You got a lot of the same nationality playing on the same line. You got a lot of that. Even the same number. Troy remembers that 70s line for his LA Kings.
I do.
That's just the way the game goes, and having two solid robots on the back end, that's huge.
Can I go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So my squad is actually really fucking close to Brian's squad, because as soon as he read his top line, I was like, I got the same shit, though. So for my left wing, I got the Bangalore, because, you know, that speed boost to get in, you just need that, man. You need that. Mirage is my team captain, because I think back to Goon, dude, and I think of him as the McFly or whatever his name is, or what's his name?
Xavier Laflamme.
LaFlamme, bro. Mirage is the LaFlamme
Hold
of the
on.
crew.
Before you continue, if you have not watched the movie Goon, Goon, you need to watch
Go
that
to
movie.
Netflix.
It doesn't matter if you know hockey at all. You need to watch that movie. That's my plug. Continue.
Yeah, go to Netflix, watch Goon. Great movie.
All this stuff will make sense to you if you watch that movie.
Yes. So Goon, my Mirage is my LaFlamme of my team, dude. An insane crack shot, super amazing at the game, but he just drinks way too much and parties on the weekends all the time. You know? And then I think, but he's the captain. He holds them all together. You know what I mean? And then Octane is my right wing. That speed, that stem coming through on the right wing, you dishing it out, getting crazy with it, dipsy-dotsy dangle him, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. All right. Revenant is going to be my D-man. He's out here getting big and scary, and he's out here just totally crushing kids into the wall. That's what we're out here doing. Now, for my other D-man, though, I got Caustic. Yeah, big, thick boy is your boy right there. And
like a Dustin Bufflin.
Yeah, and he's shooting him from the blue line, just drilling him at people, okay? And then on top of that, he's just intimidating. He's like, hey, listen, I may not beat you right now in this game. Actually, I might beat you right now in this game, but I'm also going to meet you in the parking lot after the game. You know what I mean?
What?
So then I got Fuse as my goalie. Now, the reason why I got Fuse as my goalie is because the goalie's the only one that can use his hand to throw the puck out. And so if you can just flick it up and kick it in your arm and just shoot it across the ice, bro, that's fucking insane right there.
It might also be icing every time he touches it.
Unless it's goals.
Unless he shoots it into the net,
And
which is a strat.
Listen, that's quite the strat.
It is.
If nobody's down the middle line, dude, and you got a clean shot, you're sniping.
You could at least launch it in the air and clear the zone where it doesn't become ice.
They could never pull the goalie.
Yeah, they could never do.
They could never pull a goalie, bro. And for my goon, I have Bloodhound coming off the bench because I think Bloodhound. I think just
Bloodhound's going to come out there.
Bloodhound just comes out and like goes sicko mode and then just beats your shit in and then doesn't say a word to you, leaves the ice and just like.
You'll notice that too in a lot of fights in the NHL and just hockey in general. Actually, I'll say it this way: younger hockey players fight because they hate each other. When you get older, there's a lot of fighters in the league who respect each other and they ask if they're trying to fight just to get some momentum on their team. They don't hate the guy that they're fighting. A lot of times they'll be like, "Hey, good fight," after it's all over. But that's perfect because Bloodhound would be the type of guy who would have the type of person who would have no problem getting in there and mixing it up, and then after it's done, all right, I did my job.
That's it, man. I mean, Bloodhound is my goon. I think you just come in, dude, you beat the shit out of whoever, and then he just be like, all right, I'm good, bro. I'm done. I'm done.
That's a solid squad. I like how you did something different with the goalie there. I will go next. My team, I'm going to start over here with my center. Now, my center, I needed somebody who had a little bit of speed because there's a lot of different types of centers out there in the league. You've got bigger guys who are good with puck handling and they can dish the puck off and pass it. You have guys who have a lot of speed. I like the guys who have a lot of speed. So I went with Bloodhound. Bloodhound has that speed boost, using the ult, has the finesse to be able, not just speed, but finesse as well, right? Because they can scan and see where everybody's placed so they can finesse their way around and look for open shots. That also helps. The scan also helps with just passing in general. A lot of times, centers aren't even your top goal scorer. It'll be your left wing or your right wing. The center's the one who's dishing them the puck. So I went with Bloodhound. I like that as my center. Then I went with my left wing as Fuse. Now, one of my favorite hockey players who is not on my team is Alexander Ovechkin. He's a left wing, was drafted number 1 overall a long time ago, just recently won his first Stanley Cup. Alex Ovechkin has been known to have the most lethal slap shot that you'd ever seen. He sits in the same spot every single power play, and goalies to this day, in his older age, still cannot stop his shot. Fuse with a robot automatic arm launching pucks, like at least even if he can't hit like where he wants to, the torque he can get behind that puck is going to be lethal. And no goalie, like if it's going over the shoulder, the goalie's not going to be trying to put their head in the way of that. They're moving out of the way the whole time.
They very well might get decapitated.
Exactly. So Fuse with that slap shot, he's a big body. He's not like he's thick, and Alex Ovechkin is thick. Alex Ovechkin has been known to lay bod. He'll fucking hit people. He'll fight people. He'll do
Alex
whatever.
Ovechkin doesn't give a damn.
Dude, he lays bod. He's out there laying bod. Also, he's just a power play devil. Every time he's out there, slap shot in the same spot, just like Ovi, shooting that thing, back of the net, score every single time. I love Fuse as my right wing. Now, or on my left wing. My right wing is going to be Octane because, like Brian said earlier with his team, you need a speedy guy to mesh with your big brawler like Fuse. So I went with Octane as my speedy guy, able to clean up shots that aren't going to be hit in by Fuse. I think Octane, a lot of times your speed guys are really good for the breakaway, obviously, but they just get to the puck faster when it's in that blue paint and they can just launch it in. Sometimes you need a big body. Sometimes you can have a smaller guy like Brendan Gallagher who just cleans it up every single time. I picture Octane being that guy for me. When I go to my defense My left D, just like Brian, had to be Pathfinder. He's got to be your defense. I can't see Pathfinder being anything else. He's a robot. He can get good spacing.
And he's tall as fuck, too.
Tall as fuck.
I almost put him at center.
I could see that as well.
Yeah, it was one of those
He's a
two
big
spots.
center.
Nowhere else he was going to fit, but he had to be on the starting lineup.
I feel like he just he's served so much better back there,
100%.
Defending, doing his thing,
100%.
doing whatever he's got to do.
And he is the true defenseman.
Yeah,
Honestly.
he's like a Stevie Y.
Yeah.
Stevie Y type situation. On my right D, I went with Bangalore. I need some speed at the blue line. I've been watching my team, the Avalanche, for a long time, and we have a lot of speedy defensemen, and I don't think I can picture a team without one anymore. You need a guy up top who's able to move the puck around, especially on the power play. Bangalore's got the speed, be able to move around. I like what she can bring to the squad, especially on the blue line. I'm going with Bangalore as my right defenseman. Now, my goalie, you need somebody who's crazy. Goalies are just notoriously crazy. They've always been that way. For as long as they have been around, goalies are insane. Ask any hockey player, they're weirdos. It's just what happens. Goalies just have a different... Think about what they're doing for a living.
They're
taking vulcanized frozen rubber at their face for 60 minutes, 82 times a year. And they love doing it.
Not to mention practice.
And I need somebody who's an absolute psychopath. That's why I went with Revenant. Revenant's insane. He's also tall.
And lanky.
Revenant's the only legend, Pathfinder maybe, but Revenant's really the only legend on this roster that could take a puck from Fuse, slap-shotting it to his face, get decapitated, and still play the fucking game.
Well, he can't die.
Exactly.
So he has to stay in the game.
He just grabs his head and just reattaches it and like snaps it back on.
Revenant is like the embodiment of if Patrick Waugh was a little bit taller, because he was insane, got in a lot of goalie fights as well, and he's tall. If he's down in the butterfly position, his head is still probably above the crossbar, so you're not sniping it, or you can, but it's going to be a lot more difficult. Revenant as my goaltender, that's my dog. Now, my captain, I originally went with Bangalore, but as I was looking over the roster, I was like, wait a second, I need a glue guy. Bangalore is the girl who, gets people like, hey, get off your ass, you need to start getting out there. The glue guy is your captain here. And I like Fuse as the glue guy. We've all talked about how Fuse is just likable. He's not a legend any of us really play, but we all like him.
He's got charisma.
I've been playing him
He's
a
got
lot.
charisma. Oh, you've been playing him more?
Yep.
So I like Fuse as the glue guy, plus the player that I'm trying to model him after is also the captain on his squad, and they seem to do pretty well. Just won the Stanley Cup a few years ago. My goon is also Fuse, because like I said, Ovi likes to dust it up. He'll fight anybody. 2 years ago, he knocked some 18-year-old kid out of the playoffs with 2 punches because the kid tried to challenge him. He punched him twice, knocked him out. Kid couldn't come back for the rest of the season. That's the type of guy I need. He apologized after the game. He was like, hey, I didn't have to do that, but he challenged me. I had to do it. That's who I need as my goon.
Yeah.
I need a guy like that.
All right, so if you're not familiar with hockey, right, maybe you just don't know how big these guys are. All right, tallest guy to ever play hockey, Zdeno Chara. He was 6'9", okay, and he weighed 256 pounds. Thickest dude ever play hockey, as far as I know, or it might be in just modern times, right? But Dustin Byfuglien, he was 6'5", and he weighed 265. All right, he was the only guy in modern hockey ever to be medically qualified as obese.
And he was actually good.
Are you serious?
He was really good.
was really
yeah,
good.
He was medically qualified.
yeah,
as
he's medically obese, but
Wow.
he was really, really good and thick. Gibraltar weighs in on the Apex Wiki at 6'5", 292 pounds.
Holy shit.
Okay?
People tell us he's not fat.
292
No.
pounds. The biggest. I am putting Gibraltar as my goalie. I've already said that. The biggest goalie to ever play in the hockey league was Ben Bishop at 6'7" and 215 pounds.
Oh my
But that's a skinny ass motherfucker.
So I know, yeah. When you see him, they had to put him in basically a giant dress because he's so tall, but he's so skinny, he's just floating in it. But Jibby has the mass, okay? But I also think that he has the muscle to be limber enough to make that work for him. So I think he's a perfect pick. And now, I want you guys to understand, wrap your mind around. Like I said, Zdeno Chara, 6'9", 256.
6'11" on skates.
Yeah, well, everybody's going to be on skates,
Yeah.
okay? So when you think about my D-line, which is the same as Brian's D-line, okay? Pathfinder is supposedly 6'5" and 937 pounds.
What the fuck?
All right,
it's all metal.
Now Revenant,
Oh.
Revenant is 6'8" and unable to be weighed.
That is the most badass thing I've ever heard.
So
Weigh in before the match.
when you talk about, well, who do I want on the point? Which, if you don't watch hockey, that's the guy who kind of sits at the back of the offensive zone and has the potential to rifle in slap shots. Who do I want back there? I want the guys that are made of steel. Okay, so my big bruiser, my goon, is going to be Revenant because he basically bumps into you and your bones shatter.
He's unable to be weighed.
You can't. I mean, honestly,
Can you
like,
even get on the ice without breaking
I was
it?
just about to say, I feel like he's going to step on the ice and the sheer friction is going to melt it. Whatever. So let's just assume that in this reality, the ice can handle him. There's no one else that I'd rather have back there than the two robots of the cast. Okay, so I have a literal giant in goal. I have two robots on my back end. And then what do I have for my center, my captain, my glue? I got Caustic. Also mega thick, okay? But listen to me. The gravitas on that man. And why am I putting Caustic there in the center? Which, if you don't watch hockey, the center is generally one of your stars, but he's also the equivalent of the quarterback of the line. Okay, so he's the one that's going to be orchestrating the plays. My left wing and my right wing, which are my two other offensive players, are going to be Wraith and Octane. So especially with Wraith's power and with Octane's speed, you're going to have a lot of what are called set plays, where you know where people are going to be ahead of time, and you have to be really effective with your passing and your coordination to make them work. And the only person with the intelligence capable of making that happen with those skills is Octane. Or excuse literal
Octane.
It's clearly not me. Is Caustic. So that's my ultimate team, and I don't think any of those are questionable picks, to be honest.
I think those are all really good picks.
The questionable one is Caustic. I understand why you did it. It's just he can't take the puck into the zone. It's going to have to be Octane.
Yeah, is he?
But that's okay.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about like the teams that I'm playing, right? They're going to do everything they can to get that to their goalie and to try to get a face-off, right? So I'm thinking about what Caustic can do when we're already in the offensive zone. Because if Wraith or Octane gets a breakaway or even gets the puck in any kind of open ice, they're not going to need any assistance.
Not really.
So, question: what happens if we just put Revenant at center?
I mean, I think you can put Revenant
just about anywhere. But
right?
Think of a center, because remind me, if the goalie ever creeps out of the box, they're live, right?
No, they've kind of changed. I don't know what it is anymore.
Okay.
It used to be that way.
So what I was going to say is, first off, imagine a face-off. For those of you that don't know, face-off is where they drop the puck in the middle and the two guys just smack the shit out of it trying to get it to their team. Imagine a face-off with a Revenant where he doesn't smack the puck. He does that thing where he just barrels into the other fucking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're unable to be weighed. Just lean on the dude and he's going to fucking die. The other option is let him be there even if they do get the fucking puck. Who gives a damn? Because you're just going to sit in the fucking zone and bully everyone in the center. No one's getting near you. You're 6 foot fucking 12. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just pictured Pathfinder with a hockey helmet on, and I almost busted up.
I just keep picturing.
I hope Apex does sports skins.
Dude, I mean,
Imagine if he had the shield too.
that'd be sick.
Yes, the visor.
Picture
Just the mustache, right?
You see the mustache hanging
The
out.
mustache.
I keep thinking of your Revenant as a goalie, and I just keep thinking of him like you shoot a puck. Oh, he just reaches up and grabs it. And then he just like turns and looks at you like, nice try. And
Crumbles
then he
it.
just
Just
crushes it right in front of him.
You ever
and
see
then just lets
the
it
skull
down.
in the fucking intro?
Yeah. He just fucking.
I feel like his glove hand would be absolutely dynamic.
It would be
Nobody could
insane.
shoot glove side. You'd have to hope that you just caught him lacking at one moment.
Just imagine. I wish I could animate. I wish I had the potential to make art. But just imagine, right? Like somebody takes a slap shot from the point. Revenant's in goal. He literally deflects it off his metal body, takes his stick, right? Takes his goalie stick, hits it like a baseball through a person, right?
Just
he hits it through the screen, through the guy standing in front as a screen, and then the follow through of his swing cuts the guy in half while the
Like a
puck
samurai
flies
sword.
across the net, goes through the other goalie, through the net, through the stadium, out into the parking lot, and then hits your Mazda Miata and cracks its windshield.
That would be awesome if
Listen,
we could animate.
Somebody animate that, please.
Listen,
and if any of you can figure out how much he weighs, put it in the Discord. Think about Gibraltar as the goalie, right? 0 rebounds. Every puck that touches him just gets caught in a
absorbed.
flap.
Yeah.
They're just digging. They're
just-
digging through. When he goes off the ice, he's just like dropping pucks. Like,
He's like, he moves the wrong way. One falls out the back roll.
yeah.
He's just shaking him out. After.
One falls out the back roll. It's dated 3 weeks prior.
Yeah, boys
Now
and
that I
girls.
think about it-
292 pounds. Someone explain it to me. Someone tell me that guy's not a little bit thick.
We're not even talking about Pathfinder being 900 and what?
937 pounds.
Holy
6'5", 937 pounds.
6'5", 937.
Imagine a slap shot coming off of the stick of a dude who weighs 900.
Dude, imagine fighting a guy that's 937 pounds.
I won't.
And 6'5".
Bro, imagine.
That's more than
You guys saw that trailer?
You guys did this to me. Now I have to look up how much a silverback gorilla weighs. Anybody want to guess? Give me some guesses.
I would
we're
say-
doing price of white. The Price is Right guesses on silverback
Okay,
gorilla.
let's go.
I'm gonna say
Brian, go first.
750.
Oh, no,
Uh,
why?
We're
B says-
guessing average, not max.
750.
750.
You say average 750?
Yeah.
I say average is 850.
Okay.
I'm going 1,000
Okay.
because a moose is like 1,200 or
Oh,
something.
fuck, you're right. Moose are big, though. Moose are fucking
yeah,
big.
Moose are way bigger than people think.
Moose are
Yeah.
way bigger than way bigger than silverback gorillas, but I think it's close to 1,000.
I say 850.
Yeah, like
I think it's between 850 and 1,000, so 850.
So you're doing 750, 850, 1,000.
750.
No,
750,
850, 1,000.
Okay, so to reiterate, Pathfinder 937, average gorilla 400.
No shit.
No way.
Yep.
None of us would have got it.
No, damn.
So Pathfinder is literally 2 gorillas.
You guys good on this week's
Yeah, I'm good.
Raise Energy?
Right, chilling.
All right, well, that'll just about do it for the Raise Energy question of the week. Don't forget to use code BANNER for 15% off all Raise Energy questions. And don't forget about that fucking pen and that card we will send you. It's got aquamarine ink. Are you trying to get a card with aquamarine ink?
Who doesn't love aquamarine?
If I was a little bit younger and somebody's like, yo, this guy's offering like a aquamarine handwritten card. First of all, handwritten cards, they fuck.
Yes,
That's just facts. They fuck. You want a handwritten card. Now, an aquamarine ink, even better. Even better because now you get to cherish that forever.
Yep, and when you go out on your first date, you can be like, "Hey, I got a handwritten card from the boys," and she's just gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, no way."
She might. I won't say what she's going to do.
She might.
She might.
We'll
She
leave
might.
it-
Hey, we'll leave it at
First date. She
Hey,
Well,
hey, boys.
If you want to find out what she does, you got to figure it out.
Yeah, you
And
gotta get a
gotta-
handwritten card from
You
the
got to buy
boys
some
to find
rays, get that handwritten letter, and then you got to show it to her. Because if you want to know what she does,
Boys, look at me in my eyes. She might.
She might.
She might.
That's all you guys.
Where's
say.
That's all you know.
She
That's
might.
it.
You know?
She might.
She might.
So use code BANNER, 15% off. Get yourself a card. We are going to hit the brand new segment, the story time segment, and we will see you guys on the other side. We all know from Pathfinder's Story of the Outlands video that he went through quite a few jobs before finding himself as a competitor at the Apex Games. But how many jobs did he go through before he found his calling? According to his employment records in the Apex book Pathfinder's Quest, our robot friend was fired from 26 different jobs, complete with each reason why he was fired. Here are some ones that stood out to me. He was fired from being a marketing agent for telling the truth. He was fired from being a line cook for setting the kitchen on fire. He was fired as a door-to-door salesman for not knocking. He was fired as a painter for only painting smiley faces. He was fired as a coat rack for moving. He was fired as a musician for rocking too hard. He was fired as a pilot for landing upside down. And my personal favorite, he was fired as a masseuse for breaking customers' bones. So what's the moral of the story? Life isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Sometimes we get caught in the rat race of where we think we should be, rather than understanding that we will all find our own way at a different pace. It took Pathfinder 26 tries before he found his calling. You may get to one destination a little faster, or maybe one destination a little slower than the people around you. But don't let it get to your head. Don't let it make you upset, or don't think you're way out in front of everybody else, cruising to victory. Because at some point, another roadblock is going to come. What's important is to focus on your goals and keep pushing. That'll do it for this week's Storytime segment. Next week, we're going to talk a little bit about Bangalore and how deep her story actually goes. We'll see you guys next week. All right, ranked split number 2 for season 8. We have Olympus, baby.
Thank God.
Thank fucking God. Olympus is back.
Kings Canyon wasn't that bad.
Yes, it was.
Okay,
How sad is this, though? Right, that we 50% of the maps we can play, we're rolling our eyes at. Maybe not Brian, but that's fucking sad. Dude.
I know.
It shouldn't be like this.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. And they easily could bring back the original Kings Canyon, because this Kings Canyon had the same problems as the original Kings Canyon, but they will not do it.
Just bring back Skull Down and Thunderdome. You'll fix the whole fucking map.
That's it. Really, that's it.
With the new area that they added, dude, and then you bring back Skulltown and Thunderdome, literally that fixes the new loot pool, and it fixes everybody landing in one area.
And it fucks out loud. Don't forget that.
And it fucks out loud.
So we've got Olympus now, ranked split for Season 8. First ranked split. How do we do, guys? How are we doing?
I actually made it to Plat on the second to last day. Finally made it to Plat.
Nice.
But
feeling good.
Yeah.
I made it to gold, so
Okay.
there's that. Started a little late on the grind, but this season I have no issue. I know I'm going to get well into gold on this one.
Nice. I got to diamond again, and it was one of the more annoying times I've gotten to diamond. I remember when we did it the first time, and the original World's Edge. That was with you two. That was fun. Then we had the last time on the first season that Olympus was out. That was fun. This one was not fun. This was not fun at all.
It was pretty grindy, honestly, and it was almost like if you didn't play with Revenant, you were kind of handicapped. And I never like metas like that, because then it kind of feels like it's a must-pick character. Otherwise, you're just in a bad place. You know what I mean?
No, I 100% know what you mean. But now we're out of that, so that is all good. Let's start. Brian, I want you to go through the weapons you should be using on Olympus. Now, they really don't change much more than any other map, but they can, because Olympus is a lot more wide open, and there's a lot more opportunities to use different weapons. What are you using heading into this rank split?
One gun that I've always loved on Olympus and has shown its versatility time and time again as just being a solid gun. This is one of the guns that I use to judge every other gun off of, is the triple take. That gun, it hits from a range. It will rail people from a range up close. It is arguably the best shotgun in the game currently.
Yes.
And you know what? You're never going to see yourself in a situation where it's not going to be at least an effective gun. If you run a pure shotgun, you're going to find it at long range. You're like, man, I wish I had a sniper. You could always hip fire with the triple take, and that works well there. Off rip, one of the best guns and one of the only guns that will instantly one-shot somebody. Mm-hmm. Still, that is a very big thing off rip. Aside from that, flatline, top tier assault rifle right now. I don't think there's another assault rifle that outplays it. 301 is up there for consistency, but the hip fire and the flat line is what puts it over the edge for me. I also say that the Wingman is turning into the best all-around gun in this game.
Yeah, and we're starting to see some Wingman players out there that are fucking insane.
Well, now the mag sign is finally getting back to what it used to be, man. And so now that the mag size isn't like 4 shots and then you're done, like I think it's just way better now.
Oh, yeah. You can now kill a full team with the base clip.
Yeah.
With it. You have to hit all headshots and be absolutely cracked out of your fucking mind.
But you can still do it.
But it's now possible. You now maybe not kill the full team, but you might knock 2 of them, and then you're waiting on your teammates, hopefully your 2 teammates that are competent. I know it's ranked, and I know that teammates are absolute ass. Try to party up with people. We can't find someone to party up with. Join the Discord.
Join the
Join the
Discord.
Discord, man. That being said, hopefully you can at least knock 2 with it, because that skull piercer, if you find that thing, oh, it's no joke.
No joke at all. No joke at all. Now, Kyle, we got a patch notes, and Brian laid out some guns, and I think he hit it pretty solid on the head, which guns you should be looking to use here. Let's talk about some of the guns that might emerge now that the patch notes have come out. Give me some background on what you should be using for shotguns, maybe as a secondary weapon. What are you running right now heading into the rank split?
So, honestly, I think the Mastiff, even though it still has the chance to hit for 105 when you're in somebody's grill, I just don't think it's worth it anymore. For the amount of times that I've hit for 11 or the amount of times that you hit for 43 now when it used to be 60-something, like, you just can't, like, those type of shots are just not worth it in my book. You're way better off with an EVA 8. EVA 8, even from range, you're still shooting faster, number one, getting off more shots, more hits. You're more likely up close to absolutely rip somebody's shield off in 3 shots than with the Mastiff. It takes a lot less time to do it than with the Mastiff. But up close and personal, that's what you should be rocking for shotguns. Either the EVA 8 or you're rocking the Mozambique hammer points, because ripping shield off with the wingman and then coming in with the Mozambique hammer points just absolutely fucks right now.
And that's a great thing. The EVA 8 did get a buff, and it didn't look like it was that much of a buff. It is awesome right now.
EVA 8 is a great gun right now. All around, EVA 8 is the best shotgun. But I will say, if you have, there's a few classes that I'm going to call them gun classes, that kind of specialize in tearing off shield. And I'm kind of looking more towards the SMGs right now.
Yeah.
The Volt being the one in particular that I'm really thinking about. Volt's still a good gun. You can still get a full kill with the Volt. Volt can still carry you to a win. That's not an issue. It is a primary weapon. But the Volt happens to also pair incredibly well right now with the Mozambique hammer points.
Yes.
So that is a little bit of food for thought.
I also think, in this split, you're going to actually have a lot more range fights because we're fighting on Olympus. So shotguns may not even be the best deal anyways. You might just want to go with the sub as a secondary and then rock a sniper or a...
triple take.
Yeah, rock a sniper or rock something with range like a wingman, or rock... if you can get anvil receivers, either a flatline or an R301
Talk
for
about
range.
that G7 Scout. Talk about that 30-30. Both of those.
Fuck the 30-30 because
I
it's
agree.
a dog shit
I agree,
gun.
but I'm trying to be. Kyle, I'm trying my best.
I listen.
30-30 is one small buff away from being absolutely meta.
30-30 is one small little percentage point away from being a pile of shit on the ground.
No. If one small buff, if you raise that thing's damage by like 2 points, which is pretty damn small, it becomes better than the G7. It becomes better than most of the snipers in the game.
No.
Brian, it might be a good gun. It's not better than the G7.
No, listen.
No,
the G7
I'm saying with the buff.
shits on
It needs a buff to get to
No, I know. Even after the buff, I'm saying G7 Scout.
Dude, if you can 3-shot somebody, it's definitely better.
No, listen. Up close and personal, which is where I like to play at, the G7 Scout.
How's that been working for you lately?
We'll get to that in the game.
We'll get to that in the gambling section. You chill your jets until we get there, okay?
I'm getting fired up already.
Up close and personal, which is where I like to play. Shut up, Brian. The G7 Scout fucks. You know what doesn't fuck? The 30-30. The 30-30 is a paperweight.
I just thought of a
close.
new name of it.
What's that?
The nerdy. Don't use that fucking shit.
Okay, it is pretty bad, but you know what? I stand by it. It's going to be one of those guns. If they buff it just 1 damage too much, it'll take over the game.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just have to agree to disagree on that one. Now, Kyle, I'm going to have you start this one. Legends that you should stay away from in this rank split that maybe people have been using. We talked a little bit about this before the show. Give me your breakdown on some legends that people don't realize won't do as well on a map as wide open as Olympus.
Honestly, one that I've gotten a lot of hate for because he's one of my mains is Revenant. And I don't think on Olympus, Revenant pushes are going to be as prevalent. The reason why Revenant pushes are so good on Kings Canyon is because it's such a tight, close map. It's so small. There's
POIs are much more close.
POIs are closer together. It's easier to get from one place to another. I think it's just a plethora of things that just equal Revenant pushes being really strong. Revenant pushes, I think, on Olympus are going to be a lot harder to pull off, and they're going to be a lot shittier. And I think that people are going to be like, Revenant's a C-tier legend now. And he literally never got a nerf. So I think that it just is all map-based. I don't think Revenant's going to be that good on this map. I think what's going to happen to be meta is we're going to go shift back to the Bloodhound meta, shift back to where Bloodhound is king, where that scan is just absolutely ridiculous, being able to use the ult to move in on people. I think Bloodhound is definitely a character you should have in your squad. I think that Revenant, probably not so much. Octane's jump pad did not get a nerf, so Octane might still be good on Olympus, but I'm not sure yet. It kind of just depends on how well he deals with open space.
Did he get a nerf to his tactical at all?
No.
Okay, so no nerfs at all?
No nerfs at all. He's full ripping.
Well, I mean, he was meta last time we were in Olympus.
No, he was
decent.
He was like B tier. You could use him, but he wasn't insane. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right, now, Brian, give me some legends that, if people haven't been using them, might be a good pick now that we're moving over to Olympus.
Wider range of map makes me want to say I want more information coming to me. Kyle has already mentioned the Bloodhound. Some of the other legends that do offer that and allow you to have better third-party ability are things, not necessarily third-party, I guess you could say. His drone kind of does it for a little bit to help get in for maybe some assists if your teammates are pushing ahead of you. But I still stand by it. Crypto's drone, when you have legends that like a Octane or someone who offers high mobility in a map that's so wide range where you can kind of hide a little bit, he does offer a lot of utility. Being able to scan beacons, revive people, grab your teammates' banners, and ranked, that's a huge thing, especially if they die in the storm. A lot of the little niche situations like that are very important. A good crypto can go a long way. A bad crypto, don't bother touching them. You need a lot of practice with them. It's someone you don't just typically, most players don't typically pick up and are immediately good with. You need to learn your team. You need to learn how they play. You need to learn how they push. And you need to learn how quickly you move.
Okay. Lots of good picks right there. I'm going to throw in one of my own. I think another legend that we could see coming back into the meta, Pathfinder. Olympus is obviously very wide open. Pathfinder got a nice little buff for himself. How do you close down wide open space? You use a giant zip line and just go through it, and then you're on a new area and you're moving around. I really like what Pathfinder can bring. I think Horizon is a much better pick than Pathfinder, but if you happen to like Pathfinder a little bit better, why not give him a try on this rank split?
There is a couple bonuses that Pathfinder does have over Horizon. One is scanning the beacons. That is a very big thing in ranked, being able to rotate early and things like that. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing a Pathfinder and possibly a Pathfinder Horizon and like Watson meta start showing up.
So now let's move on to some places that you might want to be landing in Olympus. Let's actually start with places you want to avoid, especially in ranked. And I think I always start with this one when it comes to Olympus, my favorite map, the one I try to play the most. Stay away from Gardens. Gardens has a lot of lure to it because it's a nice looking place. It's pretty. It looks like it would offer a lot of loot. It doesn't. You have to land in the right spot.
And there's always
odds are somebody's already landing in that spot, and there's probably two more teams with you. The thing that makes it really difficult and separates it from a place like Big Blue Dick is all three of your teammates could land in the same spot on Big Blue Dick and be able to loot themselves up. Whereas Gardens, you can't all land in the same building. Odds are if you do, only one of you or maybe two of you will get at least one gun, maybe one armor, and that's not going to bode well for you, especially if there's two more teams there. I would really avoid Gardens.
Another one that I would say to probably avoid would be Estates. I've said it multiple times on this channel. I love Estates. On this podcast, I love Estates. I love getting quick early kills in ranked because I think that's the easiest way to rank up to get your extra RP. Estates is still a little bit hot currently. Estates is pretty high up there in the drop tier list. The loot's not the greatest there. There is plenty of loot there, but it's just not high tier loot, it seems. And what there is, there's not enough high tier loot to go around. So I would recommend for ranked, stay away from it.
Well, plus in Estates, man, you've got, when you drop, if you don't have like the RNG gods on your side, you could drop and get a Mozambique.
Very similar to Gardens.
It's very similar to how Skulltown used to be. A lot of loot density is there. but loot quality was not.
No.
So it led to a lot of great action and things like that. And if you came out on top, you felt like the king of the world, and you're having a great game. You're probably not going to come out on top every time, and you're probably going to end up losing more RP from landing there than you will gain. So I think the trade-off is just not worth it.
Yeah.
Kyle, your spot to avoid.
My spot to avoid is Big Blue Dick. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Don't do that. My spot to avoid is actually Waterfall, which is right in front of
Turbine.
It's right in front of Labs, right
Hammond
above,
Labs.
right above
Hammond Labs. It's between Hammond Labs and Turbine.
Yeah, in between Hammond Labs and Turbine, it's that above spot right there where I call it Waterfall because it has the waterfall on it. But basically, you land there, man. There's only 3 crates in the back. There's loot in the building. You got at least 3 teams on you. If the RNG gods are on your side, you win the fight. You get a shit ton of kills. If the RNG gods are not on your side, you're getting absolutely screwed, destroyed, and then losing RP and then starting a new game.
Places that you should land. I'll go first real quick. I'll let somebody else take Big Blue. Is anybody else going to take Big Blue Dick?
I think there's somebody here that would.
So deep, I'll take that dick.
Oh, Troy.
What?
Places
Troy.
you should avoid. Do you have a place that you should avoid?
On Olympus?
Yeah.
Try to avoid the areas between the actual structures. If you jump into them, you will fall off the map.
Okay.
All right. Troy's learned about that pretty hefty this week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lots
and
of
falling off the map is a major issue for everybody right now, not just Troy.
yeah.
It's not just
Yeah,
Troy
it's
who's
just-
falling off the map all the time.
I mean, it's-
oh my God, it's all of us. We all fall off the map every time.
intensely.
Yeah, it's just
So
literally
much.
you land on the map and just skyrocket sideways,
Yeah.
and you just get thrown
Yeah.
off, right?
Sometimes
Troy?
I forget there's an
I
edge of the
feel-
map.
Yeah, I feel very validated right now.
Yeah,
Tell
it's
more,
nobody.
More, say more.
Yeah, so it's So, all right, Troy, you want to start off with the place you should land because I want you to take this one.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're not going to just chase the hot drops like I did this week, you can't not drop Big Blue Dick. 100%. It is the drop in my opinion. You have a fantastic rotation either direction you decide to go from it. Like Wyatt said, an entire team of 3 can get looted there very comfortably. I don't think anywhere on the map sets you up for success better than Big Blue Dick in my particular experience.
Now, let me ask you a question because you're a Big Blue Dick expert. Now, in your expertise of the Big Blue Dick, would you prefer tip, balls, or shaft? Because all 3 of those offer something different. With tip, you get nobody really lands tip, so you can get the loot right there, and then you have that little bay room right there that has some loot in it.
Yeah.
With balls, you get a lot more of loot, but maybe there's some people there. And with the shaft, there's 3 different zones of the shaft. Because let's be honest here,
there's
Big
upper,
Blue
mid,
Dick,
and lower.
it's packing.
That's right.
Right? There's 3 different areas of the shaft.
Yeah, let's be very clear. If you're going to get a full Big Blue Dick experience, you're going to be exploring the whole thing no matter what.
Yeah.
So
It's just where do you start? Do you start at the balls, or do
Right.
you start at the tip, or do you just jump straight into the shaft?
in my experience, the worst place is to start at the shaft.
Okay.
It's the least sensitivity. I mean, there's the least.
We were doing so well.
It gives you the opportunity to be penetrated from both sides. I mean, pinched
Yeah.
from both sides.
No, it's okay.
Sorry. If you land on shaft, and God forbid there is 2 teams, one at tip and one at balls, then you really have the potential to be pinched. But if you land on either end, on the balls or the tip, you get to sweep systematically from one side to the other. I think that's an inherent advantage. I don't think there's such a significant loot advantage because if there is people there with you, either they're going to be coming to you or you're going to be going to them. Very rarely do both teams just decide to just loot. And even if you do decide to just loot, right, and you end up at tip, by the time you get 3/4 of the way through shaft or all the way through shaft, they're just going to be getting done looting balls. So no matter what happens, I think it's about the same as long as you don't start with shaft. That's a rookie move. Don't do that.
And if you start tip, don't forget that you can use the zip line to go to that town in between the Twin Towers area and Big Blue Dick.
Yeah,
True.
there's 2.
And that town is pretty decent.
There's actually 2 zip lines. One goes to the Pathfinder place.
And the other one goes the other way.
And the
Don't
other
go
one
to the
goes-
Pathfinder place.
Well,
don't go there.
if nobody went there, It's a great drop.
Maybe, but
if nobody went there, there's a ton of.
I
loot
would
there.
avoid it. That place is like third
I
party.
would avoid
Yeah,
it
it
too.
is.
Also, at the right after you spew out of tip, there's the thing where if you're one of the recon characters, you can see where the next circle is. That's super
the
useful.
survey beacon.
Just don't miss it. Yeah,
And
that's-
it always seems to have a replicator. But
Yeah.
I've always loved Big Blue Dick because whenever I land there, I always get a foul. Sorry, I almost said phallus. I meant flatline. I get a flatline there almost every single time.
Well,
So
I
Big
think
Blue Dick.
landing tip is probably the best way to go.
I like
I
landing
don't like
tip.
I don't like landing balls because there's always a team contesting you at balls. I don't know why. But if a team contests you at tip, I feel like you're more likely to win that fight and then win the fight at the team with balls because the team with balls isn't going to rush you.
Yeah, and Team Shaft, like that's a toss up 50-50.
So what I do is I default to balls, and if I see another team going there, then I just say, okay, I'm going to peel off, and I'm going to work my way up the shaft to the tip.
I like to go third shaft closest to the tip.
Yes.
Third
yes,
shaft
third
right
shaft
there.
close to the tip.
Upper shaft.
Yeah, upper shaft is like really good.
Upper
Now,
shaft is gold for me.
Lower shaft is basically balls. So it's like you go there.
I will also do a thing where I will go lower shaft if they go balls to cut them off
and
quickly.
push them.
And
Yeah.
push them before they land, because odds are they're going to go to those loot bins in the back and try to get it, and I'm just going to
The good thing about lower shaft too is you have the big blast doors in the way, and if you control those blast doors, you
huge.
control balls and you control lower shaft.
They have to come through you to progress in the game, and you can control that fight. You can peel off, and you can go further up the shaft and get more loot going for you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much we can talk about.
Lots-
You've got
lots of good
tip, you've got lower shaft, upper shaft,
got
mid shaft, balls.
Balls.
Yeah, but I mean, Big Blue Dick all the way around has got to be one of my favorite drops.
It's a really good drop.
It's a great drop.
I love landing
Don't
on it.
ever take Big Blue Dick out of the game while we say.
What if they drop it down to what if Big Blue Dick falls out of the sky and lands on fucking Kings Canyon and replaces Skull Down?
I'll die.
I'll kill myself.
I'll kill myself.
I would literally I just spent about 5 minutes talking about tip, balls, and shaft for this one drop on this game. So if they took it out, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be
Same.
happy. I'll go next with the place that I think you guys should land. Now this one's going to get me some heat, and I hated it at the beginning. Grow Towers, not for anything other than its rotation.
You're getting some heat.
Yeah, the rotation out of Grow Towers. Now, let me be specific here. You want to land at the third tower, the one in the furthest back. The good thing about Grow Towers is, if nobody lands there, the loot pool is so amazing. It's similar to Big Blue Dick, but Grow Towers, you have so much loot. You've got 3 stories to go off of, plus buildings, especially if you go to the back Grow Tower. You got those buildings in the back there. And I think it's just barely enough to at least get 2 of your guys fully kitted. The buildings might top off your third guy. The rotation there, you can either peel off towards the back part of the map, or you can go upwards up that ramp, and there's a little area over there as well. The first time I played in Olympus, I got diamond there from running that rotation pretty much every single game. It was either Big Blue Dick or Grow Towers, back Grow Tower.
You
saved yourself with saying back Grow Tower because the back Grow Tower is the only good Grow Tower.
If you go to the front one, you hate yourself.
Okay, you want to talk about rotation? Let's talk about the rotation of the actual Grow Tower. Bro, that shit is like fucking strafing for you horribly and makes it so much harder to aim when you're actually on the tower.
Well, Brian, I don't know what to say.
Why would you ever put yourself in a situation where it's easier to shoot you than it is to shoot somebody else?
Brian, what did I say? I said it was for the rotation, okay? Listen, you land there, you get looted. I'm not saying fight there. Fighting there is like
fighting those
teeth.
dog cheeks.
I don't even like third-partying that spot.
What does that mean?
Dog cheeks.
I don't even like third-partying there. I'm just saying it's a decent enough spot with a decent enough loot. And if I had to say Big Blue Dick, I would have said Big Blue Dick. But I just spent the last 5 minutes talking about shaft, tip, and balls. So I picked another place that I like.
Hey, if you think about it,
No.
Grow Towers also has shaft, tip, and balls.
It does.
Depending on which layer of the Grow Tower you're landing.
Grow Towers is more like a boob. It's like nipple,
You're saying
mid-fat, chest.
three titties?
Yeah.
It's just 3 titties.
Well, no. I'm thinking of it like you're thinking of it like titties like this. I'm thinking of it like the Grow Tower is its own tit.
Oh, yeah.
So you have like the chest, you've got like the middle, like the nice little cushy part, and then you've got the nipple up top.
Okay, I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so done with you guys.
Troy's just staring off.
Oh, dude, you took me to a bad place.
I was like, why are you staring so hard?
Oh, man.
He's thinking about you.
Okay. Ooh.
All right. We're going to Turbine. Turbine is my pick, and the reason why I love Turbine, I've always loved Turbine. I'm a big Turbine guy. I've always landed Turbine, I think, in every season that I've ever played Olympus. Turbine just has really good loot, and there's usually one, maybe two teams landing there with you. And I never leave there without a shield. I never leave there without good guns. It's centered, so you can literally rotate to any part of the map that you physically want to. I don't really think you get third-partied too much because it's too hard to like get to the center of it before they get from any POI to you. So you don't really get third-party. You really just have to fight the teams that are there, and if you win, then you win, and then you rotate, and then you can go wherever you want. You can go under Waterfall. You can go out to the side where the big portal thing is. You can go to Big Blue Dick or Docks. You can go rotate to
it's pretty central.
The States. Yeah, it's pretty centered. You can go wherever the fuck you want after you win the fight there, and you're not getting third-partied. So that's what I love.
All right, Brian, your spot.
My spot, I feel like I've already alluded to it when talking about the triple take, but that is Solar Array. I can't think of another place on the map where I can drop consistently and know exactly what gun I will land on every time. And for me and my playstyle, those guns fit perfectly. So you can land right on center of the Solar Array on the actual...
Sniper Ridge.
Yeah, it's basically Sniper Ridge. You can land up top. When you land there, you are looking for two things, and you want to land directly on those two things. That is either A, triple take, so you can one-shot somebody, or B, you want to land on the G7 Scout. If you're not landing there, the two buildings to the, the north and south of it, I think, on the map,
yes.
Basically the two yellow buildings, any of the yellow buildings on the outside of ring of it, are great drops as well. You'll get automatics there. They might be a little bit more contested sometimes, but if you control any one of those buildings, you can control all of Solar Array, and you can walk out of there sometimes with 2 full squad kills, and you're set for the game.
All right, let's move on to your ideal setup, meaning which 2 guns you have, what your team comp is, and what legend you are playing heading into this second split of Season 8. I'll go first. I'm going to be playing Gibraltar. I would hope my teammates are Horizon and a Bloodhound. I want a Flatline as my primary, R99 as my secondary, and I feel like I can go as far as I want with that.
I'll go... I don't really care what legend I play. I play a lot of legends. But we'll say for the sake of the game, I really like playing Octane, and I'm really good at it. So I play Octane, and then we would have either somebody along the lines. We definitely got to have a Bloodhound on the team. You cannot play Olympus without a Bloodhound. It's just too valuable. There's no way you can get around it. And then you got to have a mobility legend, whether that be...
well, you're Octane.
Oh, well, yeah. So I'm Octane, so I guess we just go with...
Jib?
Yeah, I guess we go with the Jib. Jib's probably the best bet.
And your 2 guns.
My 2 guns, right now, I'm probably going with a sniper of some sort on Olympus. I really like the Sentinel, even though it's not that good. And then I really like either an R301 or an R99. That probably rips.
I want something that's versatile that I can find a lot of ammo for. I'm going to start with my guns. So... ammo-wise, I want one gun that I can use as my primary. I know what it's going to do every time. Consistent, I'm looking at the R301. There's a ton of light ammo in this game. If I can't find the 301, I want the Flatline. If I can't find the Flatline, give me the 99. I want one of those 3 guns every game. My secondary gun, I only want, at the end of the game, I only want one gun, and that is the Wingman. I want that high burst damage, I want that headshot, I want that range, and I want that close range fire. So all of those things... fit those 2 classes. That's what I want. I'm consistent. I know what I'm getting every time, and it's going to be good. As far as legends go, oh man, you guys know I love playing Horizon, but you know what? Path is fucking back.
Yep.
I fucking love Pathfinder, and I have more time on Pathfinder than anyone else, and if I have one legend that I am actually very confident playing every time I pick up that legend, it is Pathfinder. Nerf, no nerf, doesn't matter what it is. I like Pathfinder. It feels natural to me. I'm going to run Pathfinder this season. Unless Watson gets that little fucking sword, then I will be a Watson main this season.
Okay.
What about the hot dog?
You need
If she gets a hot dog, I'm going to be fucking livid, okay?
I might get the hot dog.
the glizzy goblin?
Just for the memes. Your two teammates. What do
My
you
two
prefer?
teammates? Let's see. If I am a Horizon, I definitely want a Gibraltar on my team for that ult combo.
Well, you said you're Pathfinder.
I said it, yes.
Okay.
Yes. If I was to play Horizon, which I think would be the correct pick for everybody, would be to play Horizon.
Who gives a fuck about the correct?
Okay,
pick?
you want my picks?
Yes, I want your. That's what I asked you guys.
I thought you wanted the best picks.
No, I said
my
your,
picks.
Your
okay,
picks.
yeah. Pathfinder, I want a Pathfinder. Hands down. I want Bloodhound because I'm going to go fucking hunting.
Okay.
I want to know where they're at, and I'm going to go fucking slay some motherfuckers. And then lastly, I'm probably going to overextend a lot. I would really like to have a lifeline on my team to pick my ass up.
Okay, all right, Troy. Assuming you get teammates, assuming that actually
I'm
happens for
assuming
you, your two teammates, what legend you're going to play, and then the weapons that you want.
All right, I want Watson wearing a Filthy Frank skin,
Okay.
flicking a hot dog,
There we
and no, I'm kidding. I actually have never played Watson. I don't even think I've unlocked her yet. I play Bloodhound every single game. Unless I'm really on tilt, then I'll play Jib. But I play Bloodhound. I can't not play Bloodhound. And the reason for that is my situational awareness is so bad that if I hear what happens is I'll hear, dude,
Can
fuck you.
Can you scan for holes in the map?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I can, does that,
Brian, what the fuck, dude? Dude, is this your fucking turn? I don't think so. Sheesh. Get out of here. All right, so, dude, listen. I play Bloodhound because what happens is I hear footsteps. I'm like, fuck! And then I smash the button really hard until it goes, and then I get into my fight. That's how I do it every time. And that's why not having a teammate's really rough because I can't use them as like, as
Meat
they
shields.
say, yeah, mean shield's a great way to put it. Waiting for my shit to charge up. In Star Wars Battlefront, they used to call it bantha fodder. I don't still don't know what that means, but I know what it means, but I don't know what it means. If you know what I mean,
yes.
No.
Yes.
Brian.
I know what you mean.
So I'll play Bloodhound, and then
Your two teammates.
I usually play duos, but if I had two teammates, I'd love to have a Wraith because that mobility is like really critical. And then Horizon is just fucking cracked, dude.
On this
So
map especially.
I would love to have a Horizon. And then my two weapons. Right now, I'm really torn between the Hemlock and the Spitfire, but I think that the Hemlock's honestly better. Like, I just think the DPS is better. I don't know that for sure, but just in my experience, I think the DPS is better. And then at range, like, it's been a lot easier for me to peek and get a burst and then peek back behind cover, which has been working really well. So I'll rock a Hemlock decked out. And then my secondary, depending on what kind of game I'm going to play, is either going to be a charge rifle or a Mastiff, but usually a Mastiff. I recommend the Mastiff.
All right, so now I saved this question for all of us. As for what place we're going to be landing, because I figured it was all going to be pretty much the same across the board. It's the Big Blue Dick. We're landing at the Big Blue Dick.
That's right.
So now I just want you to say, before we move into the gambling segment, the Big Blue Dick, but you got to say which area on the dick you'll be landing. And to reiterate for the listeners, because I don't know if they got it when we were talking about it, there's the tip, there's the 3 shafts, upper shaft, mid shaft, lower shaft, and then there's the balls.
Blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag.
Not all of us are
If
blessed like
you
that.
can say you have 3 shafts,
Yeah, exactly.
you can break it
You have
up.
3 tiers to your shaft.
Dude, blessed.
Brian.
Oh, buddy, I'm fondling the balls there.
Oh, God.
True. You started with golf, you ended with golf. Dude, tip all the way, for sure. I think tip is the most straightforward. You get great loot. Like, the actual head, right, before you get into the dick, always has two crates, and then it has a bunch of shit on the ground, and there's always at least one good gun on the ground. So tip every time.
I'm going to go upper shaft because that's just my favorite place to land. You know, you get in that upper shaft, you shake it up a little bit, you're able to grab some good stuff there. It's a two-handed job sometimes, you know, but you just got to get in there, grab the weapons that you need, and usually if, you know, there's some people tip, you can go ahead and just bust them out, you know what I mean?
Bust them out, exactly. Yeah, I'm going to go with tip with Troy. It's got the most sensitivity. It's the area. Oh, Apex. Yeah, I'm going with the tip as well. I like the tip up there. There's, like he said, there's areas where you can get your rocks off, so to speak, meaning getting weapons. And honestly, I like 3 dudes on my tip. If I can get all 3 of my dudes on the tip, I'm feeling good.
That's
Same.
a
Because-
Same.
Because-
if it's payday.
Yeah, so like if I got 3 dudes on the tip with me, like our whole squad, I want the whole squad. Actually, let me rephrase this. Sorry, that sounded a little gross. I want the whole squad on my tip because that's the way that. Sorry. One more time. I want all 3 of my team members, or all 2 of my team members, on the tip with me, so that we can loot downwards towards the shaft, and then hopefully at the end we tickle the balls, maybe get some replicated items.
Yes.
Pog.
If you think about it, the replicator on Big Blue Dick is like the sperm because it just creates. It's always creating.
It's always creating new
It's
stuff.
always creating.
Giver
It
of
never
life.
stops.
It's just
Giver of
lots of
life.
bats.
Exactly.
Lots of bats.
Lots of health. Lots of life. All right, we're going to move on to the gambling segment of the show, and I think I just got a call from the Grab My Banner Credit Union. We'll see you guys on the other side. Hey, Brian.
Yeah, come in.
You're not going to like this.
He fucking lost it all.
Yeah.
That motherfucker.
I don't know.
Where is he?
He's out in the lobby right now.
Send him in.
All right, let's talk to him. Hey, Kyle.
Oh, hey guys.
We got to talk to you.
I know. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Yeah.
your
Is that a
hair?
haircut? I mean, you look nice.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Trimmed up your beards. Looks good.
It's the same as before.
Yeah. It looks a lot better. I mean, you must have done something.
Let's get in the back.
'Kay.
Okay. All right, Brian, Kyle.
I'm declaring bankruptcy
Oh.
because the squirrels ate the house.
Oh, they ate it.
Yeah, the whole thing.
I fucking told you guys.
Hey,
guys.
shut up over there, okay? Okay, you don't know my life.
He was trying to help you, dog.
Shh. Okay.
You brought me with you.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Shh. The squirrels, they're radioactive and
They're
ate-
real guys,
Hey,
I'm telling you.
shh, they ate my house. Okay, it's all right.
So we could run with that, but we're not going to.
No, you definitely should. Take my word for it.
You made some bad investments.
No, made some.
They were questionable at best, Kyle. The worst thing about this, Kyle, is that you place these bets on yourself.
Kyle, you bet 250 bones on your own average damage.
Yes,
And you didn't come through.
And you bet it as a lock.
it was a lock, but
How did that lock work?
So the RNG.
No.
was not
How did it work? The end of the day.
So if you really want to get down to it, see the radioactive squirrels, they tunneled through my attic and then into my basement and filled the entire thing with nuts.
You averaged
I would
300
respect
and
you.
you averaged 363 damage.
I want to give you some perspective on this.
Yes.
Troy averaged 307 damage.
Keep talking about nuts. You're speaking Brian's language.
Thanks for the help, Troy.
Kyle, I think me and Brian would both respect you more if you would drop the squirrel act and just tell us what went wrong.
So basically what happened is the squirrels invaded, and I tried to fend them off as best I could.
So this is how it's going to be?
But the RNG gods
what's
were
happening?
just not on my side.
Okay.
So I got a Mozam, and they all have...
Are you saying you can't play Apex to compete with squirrels?
you know what? I'm saying that some no nut, actually plenty of nut, no brained squirrels beat me, probably.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you are how much in the hole?
425.
425.
Hold on. Let me do some quick math here, just to make sure.
While he does the math, Kyle, I want you to understand, while you are going to have your slate wiped clean, you will always, at this table, be the only one who has ever been negative.
Actually, until somebody else goes negative, and I will carry the crown of most negative ever in the Grab My Banner history.
That's a great spin zone, but
Yes.
it's not a good one.
It's a great one,
Kyle?
honestly. Spin zone.
Kyle, I want you to know that you are so far in the hole. If all three of us teamed up currently to try to get you out of the hole, you'd still be negative 93 bones.
Why don't we do that, and then you could all come in first place?
Agreed.
I'm actually down.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm actually down with that.
No, I'm not down on.
Yeah, Brian.
I know where I'm at. I'm not down.
2 out of 1. I'm just kidding.
Motherfuckers.
All right. Well, we'll have to. Kyle's filed bankruptcy. He was negative 425 in the hole.
Those damn squirrels.
Hopefully, this next season will bring him some. Let's get to the gambling table. All right. So Kyle, arguably
free slate.
free slate. It's clear, but that was arguably one of the worst seasons in all of Grab My Banner history.
Hey, listen. Sometimes you take out a bad loan, you get a bad thing going, and you got a gambling problem. So you can't do too much about that.
Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
New lesson for you, Kyle. Stay away from payday loans.
Kyle, the other lesson you need to have about yourself is you need to figure your shit out.
Dude,
that's not a lesson. I just said that.
Your lines, I have to keep dropping them every week.
What's going on?
Hey, listen. Just having a hard time balancing my squirrel problem with my games, and I'm a hard pony to bet on at this time.
You really are. Troy is easier at this point.
You guys still not buying the squirrel thing?
No,
Is it
No,
just me?
not even
no.
close.
Am I the
It's
only
just
one?
you. Yeah, no.
I think you.
Have you ever seen one?
Have I ever seen a squirrel?
No,
No.
a rabid squirrel.
a radioactive?
Squirrel,
Radioactive.
No, radioactive. The one he's talking about. Yeah.
Have you ever seen a radioactive person?
Touche.
You can't know, right?
On TV.
Until you know.
Yeah, you got a point. You've got a point. All right. Well, that will wrap it up for this. What is this? The 5th gambling season of the show?
This is the 5th gambling season.
5th gambling season of the show, and we have a brand new winner.
How many?
Brian sitting up top at 290 bones.
You have 1, and I have 2.
I have
And-
0.
0.
Huh. Let's
Well,
say that again.
let me redo it. All right, here we
Ryan
go.
has 2 fucking championships?
Yeah,
He won that one.
What the
He won that one
fuck?
by a couple thousand. Dude. He has the record for
I
most
didn't know
votes.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now he has 2 after this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But his weren't back to back, were they?
No.
No.
Okay,
No,
I'm
there-
the only back to
there was a
back. I'm the
hiatus.
only real 2-time.
Yes.
Yeah, you're the only 2-time here.
All right. Well, we spoiled it. Brian is the new champion. He is the winner.
What?
Yes.
For the retake.
200 and is this 40 or 90?
That's 200. Let me see. That's 240.
Okay, so Brian wins with 240 bones. I come in second at 90. Troy comes in third. This is crazy. This is actually the craziest part. We don't even need to talk about Brian being a winner. We should really – the real story here is Troy getting third place with only 2 bones. That's the real story. Fuck the winner. I don't care about the winner.
Holy
Troy,
cow.
you just did this. Let's talk to Troy about his great feat. Troy, how are you doing?
Goodness gracious,
Dude.
man.
It's almost like you won. I
am up here on the podium on the back of so many bad decisions
Yeah.
by Kyle. It just feels so good. I feel so good.
And obviously, Kyle is dead last with 425. We don't really have to talk about
Negative
anything else
425.
other than Troy getting third place with only 2 bones. There's nothing else to talk about.
We could talk about how I didn't win off of gambling this year, and all I did was make clever deals with Kyle and had you pay the bigger expense than me, and Kyle lost it for you.
Yeah, we could talk about that, but I don't really want to.
I don't want to.
I'm really happy that Troy got third with only 2 bones. I mean,
Feel
that's
good,
a
man.
feat.
Hey, listen. I just want to say this season's my season.
Oh my
You said
God.
that every you said that for the past 5 seasons.
Hey, listen. But we're going to come back, baby. This season's my season.
You've said that for the past 5 seasons.
I don't
now.
give a shit. This is a new season. I'm clean slate coming for you.
Maybe
Yo.
if you shaved your head again, I might be
Maybe,
worried.
yeah.
Honestly,
if he shaved his head, I might buy it.
Dude, real talk. That needs to happen.
Yeah.
Shave my head
Yeah,
again.
you got it. You
I
gotta
think
bring
you
it.
gotta go
bring
do
it.
it.
I think you
bring
gotta
You got to
down.
do it
All right,
to
doing it.
bring
Shave my head.
confidence back.
You looked sharp.
Yeah,
It
you did
was
look
clean.
sharp.
It was
You-
fucking clean.
You did look good. Now, seriously though, let's give Brian his podium, his chance to say a few words. Brian, this is your second championship. Your other championship was also the highest championship ever. So let's talk a little bit about it. How are you feeling?
I feel great to know that my 2 championships have 1, the highest score ever, and 2, the lowest score ever. Feel great, especially because both those things are what caused me to win. Kyle taking those bad loans out and me convincing my business partner to take out the majority of the risk with that is what won me this. This was not a win off of gambling. This was a win off negotiating.
Mm-hmm. And what a win it was. I really thought Kyle would be able to break a 400 average damage. That's on me. That's on me for thinking, Kyle, could get 400 average damage after he's consistently gotten 550 every single week. That is on me.
With a teammate.
All right, well, let's get on to the rest of the show here. We got a brand new season, brand new split, ready to get into it. We're all going to start at 0. Kyle had to get himself he had to file for bankruptcy, so he could be at 0. But we're all at 0 once again, or I should say we're all at 100. We gave Kyle the GMB Credit Union. We all get 100 every year or every gambling season. So let's get into it. We've got ourselves some lines here to take a look at. Brian, you wrote these weird. Oh, those are the lines.
Yeah, these are the lines over here.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and look at the lines. We'll start with me up top. I've got 25 total with 13 at half and 7 at quarters. Average damage at 550 and max damage at 2,000. Looking over at Kyle.
What?
What?
They put your max at 2K?
He hit 19.
19.
He's been hitting 18, 19, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Bet the under. You don't like it? Bet the under.
Wait, what's your average?
2,000.
No, his average.
Oh, average 550.
That's gross.
Average 5.
Yeah, and your kills are so. Just run through it one more time, just for the sake of it.
Okay, so 25, 13, 7, 550, 2,000. All right, we move on to Kyle. His total kills, 16 with halves at 8 and quarters at 4. Average damage is still at 500 and max damage at 1,300. That is embarrassing.
That's criminal.
Kyle.
That's very low.
That's
Kyle,
criminal.
that is embarrassing.
I don't want to do it to you, Kyle. This is how it was with Troy last week. I didn't want to do it.
He didn't
I
want
had to do it, dude. I had to do it.
Honestly, dude, listen.
You haven't shown me anything as of late to justify otherwise.
Hey, listen. I would be upset, but I've been playing like dog cheeks lately, and I'm not even fretting about it. I know I have. So and I can feel it in my bones.
You can feel it in your bones.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm on a comeback tour, okay?
Your lack of bones.
Your boy's on a comeback tour. I'm on a comeback tour, okay? We're coming on backs here. Anyways, and we're gonna do great. Anyways,
okay.
So
He's trying to convince himself that it's going to be different than the last season.
I am. It is going to be different because I'm going to be playing on Olympus, thank God, and not on Kings Canyon where I'll probably get smoked.
All right, we move on to Troy's lines. Total kills at 14, halves at 7, quarters at 4, average damage of 300, and a max damage of 700. And then we have the Brian, once again, we didn't do the Brian Challenge, same Brian Challenge. Listen to the last few episodes. It's basically how many Phoenix Kiss he can get in a game, one number out of 5 games, what we think is going to be his highest. I say 8. I'm saying 8.
Fair.
What are you saying? This is Price is Right rules, by the way.
I don't even remember. Dude,
this is his highest game out of 5.
Out of 5. He's got 5.
9.
Got 5
I got 5 games.
9.
You say 9?
Yeah.
Kyle.
Oh, that's dirty.
I know. That's filth.
Kyle.
So you did what?
He did.
I did 8.
We have 8 and 9 on the board.
If you don't do 10, you're only putting yourself at a disadvantage.
Nah, I'm going 4.
Okay. The one thing that I think is standing out to me right now is Kyle's max damage line at 13 hundo.
That's low.
It is
Kyle,
low, but I
dude,
gotta go back to playing
Kyle,
myself.
You haven't hit it in 3 weeks.
No, it's
You haven't hit 13 in 3 weeks. Not last week, but the week before, you didn't even break 1,000.
You just got to play your life, bro.
I've just been playing not like myself lately, and I don't know why, but I'm like in a weird place. So I'm trying to get there.
What's your playlist been lately?
What's your
What have you
playlist?
been listening to?
Yeah.
So
Dude,
I've
what's your mind vibes?
Are you steaming your
I've
hands?
switched off. I actually haven't been steaming my hands lately. That could be my problem.
Dude, the
You're
vibes sound
tripping.
off right now.
Oh my
bro.
god!
Your vibes
Dude.
are so off kilter right now.
Haven't
Change
been
all your LEDs to a different color.
Bro, change all your skins. Change all your
Dude,
legend
shave
skins.
your head again, bro.
Shave your head, bro.
Oh my god!
really?
Drink more,
I'm shaving my head.
drink more fucking water. Bro.
Are you looking at this guy's vibes right
Dude,
now?
Oh
holy
my God.
cow,
Dude, these
fucking
vibes look
bland as
awful.
fuck.
Hey, listen, you guys are
How-
throwing me off. I'm
how
trying
much-
to start a new season here.
How
I'm
much
starting to
rays
start
do you
good.
consume before you play?
Do you have any raise?
Double it.
Bro, do you even raise, bro?
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna shotgun 2 cans of Rays before every set.
Okay, so that might get him an extra kill.
What do you think would help your vibes? Let's be real. What would help your vibes out?
Things I can't say on air.
Yeah,
you need
no
to
vibes.
you need to be erect.
Dude, you
all
need
right?
to be
I need a
rock
playlist.
solid.
I need a playlist that makes it so you're lifting your desk off the ground. All right? You need, what I need one song from you, okay?
I've
one
been
song.
switching. I switched my playlist up.
You know what it is?
I switched it from getting pumped to like now I switched to alternative music.
Oh
I
my
find-
God,
Jesus,
that
that's
explains
exactly
it.
Well,
what
dude, you know what
happened.
he's missing? He needs to get the best song ever to get pumped to. Do you know what that is?
What is it?
Passion fruit.
I mean, it really
Dude,
is.
true.
Fuck you.
It's better than the fucking Hey There Delilah shit you got going on.
Hey,
Yeah, you
listen,
got
I'm not listening to Hey There Delilah.
You said alternative. What are you supposed to think?
Oh my God, you guys don't even listen to
Kyle,
alternative.
Kyle.
I actually
I
do,
do
but
listen.
Kyle, we
Hated
gotta
There
get-
Delilah is
I'm
considered
It
alternative.
actually
Is
that's,
it?
It's
Yeah.
on
Yes.
the bottom. Yeah,
It is.
It's scraping the
That's-
barrel.
that's
there.
Alternative is a
garbage
spectrum.
tier.
It's on one side of it.
It is.
I'm listening to some hardcore then. 'cause I'm
Okay,
not-
all right.
Okay, so-
Listeners at home, if you think you know what's wrong with Kyle's vibes, send us a DM on either Twitter, Instagram, Discord, anywhere.
I
Send
need
us
I
some
need
DMs.
help with my vibes.
We're
I need
trying
a
to
vibe
figure out
meter.
We need
vibes.
we need a vibe check.
We need some vibe checks out there. Because
Don't
we're
send-
too close to the situation. Let's get into the cards. I will go first. I'm going to start. Huh? I think I just. Yeah. No, I'm just. I like holding it.
Nobody asked me
Are
what my
do you write
nobody
on
asked
there?
me what my vibe song was.
Damn.
It's fun.
What's your vibe?
What's your vibe
Also,
song?
no, you guys don't care. Also, what about if you just listened to whatever your like vibe track was while you were waiting for the match to load up? Like not while you were playing, but just in between the matches. Get
So,
reset.
like,
That's
get-
the reset.
Oh yeah, like listen
what
to
I'm
music
saying?
in between matches.
Yeah.
I would, but see the fucking most annoying thing to me is every single time I have to like scroll out of Apex and I click the play button, it exits out of Apex and then I have to re-enter Apex again.
Just do it off your phone.
Bro, that's why you have the
What if-
auto
That's
pick
true.
on the.
I got some vibes for you.
Shoot.
Nick Merck's COD tournament vibes came with the posse. Chain looking Aki,
Dude,
ice with the hockey.
that song makes me rock solid every time I listen
That might
to
be it. Those might be the vibes.
it. Game with the boss.
What if it's Kyle just
Game
needs
with
to
the
fucking chill during the game? What if he's too hyped?
I need a beer in me.
What if
Yeah,
he?
no.
What if he needs?
No,
No.
no,
What?
no.
What if he needs a
Dude,
beer
Alternative
and to fucking
Kyle
play
is
some
not,
classic?
is not too hyped.
Kyle can't get too
I
hyped.
can't.
Well, no. When he says alternative, he's talking like fucking what? Like sleeping with
I
sirens and
listen
shit.
Falling in Reverse. That's
Falling in
what I
reverse. Like
want.
he's listening to more up, like faster pace. What if he needs to just take it way down?
I've also tried
complete
listening
other
to
way.
classical music. It doesn't work.
Okay.
You want to
Maybe-
listen to
okay.
some Tentacle Core?
Listen, don't send me.
I
that
can play
shit.
it. Dude. I have it. I literally have it. I have it queued up right now.
That was the
I
call
do.
of a desperate man saying, "Please, for the love of God, don't, because I won't be able to handle
Don't
it."
send me that shit.
All right, let's get into the cards. I'll go first. I'm going to put down 10 bones on my second half kills over at 13. I'm also going to put down. I'm going to put down 10 more bones on total kills over at 25 on myself. Moving on to Kyle. I'm going kills over on Kyle. Now, a lot of people are saying, Wyatt, why are you still betting on Kyle? He loses you money every single time. Wyatt, Kyle sucks. What the fuck is wrong with you? Wyatt, Kyle has no vibes right now. I say
Dude, Kyle has
no.
no vibes right now, dude.
I say no to that. I say vibes are coming back. And I'm saying over on total kills at 16 for another 10 bones. I'm also saying over on the max damage at 1,300 for 10 bones as well. And then I move on to Troy, and I'm going to say... Ooh, I really banged myself last week by not giving more on Troy and giving more on Kyle.
Say that again.
I
What?
really banged myself last week.
I really
Okay,
banged
yeah,
myself.
we're all following.
So I'm going to say over on the fourth quarter kills over. I'm going to put 5 on it.
I got 5 on it.
And then for Brian's bet, I'm going to put 5 on my bet of 8. And that'll round out my card.
Okay. All right. He sent it in the group chat, so
I like holding it.
I'm sublime. Kyle, I want to place some bets on you, but I can't place them unless you agree to at least give my Tentacle Core playlist one listen.
How
Do you
hard-
really have a tentacle
I do.
core?
Do you?
Is tentacle core like a thing?
It is to me.
All right.
And it gets you when you're weak, right? When someone says, "Please God, just don't show that to me," what they're saying is,
Please, God.
right now I'm vulnerable enough that I might like it. That's and as soon as I hear that, I can't just let that pass. So just listen to it one time. How about this? I'm going to send you one song, and you have to listen to it before I leave.
Just send me the playlist.
Cover to
Okay.
cover.
Send me, you
That's
have,
what a man that
Kyle's
needs-
going, I know I'm going
You
to
have
like it.
you
Just
have
give it all to
Spotify,
me.
right?
His
All
vibes.
Now I got to make
you have
this.
Spotify,
vibes
right?
are
Now I got to
off.
make the playlist.
You send
It's
me.
fine. I know the songs are going to
You
go
send me the
Alright.
technical core playlist. I'll listen to the
I
whole
will.
thing.
I'll share it. And if you guys really want, I can share it with the Discord.
Okay.
All right. sounds good.
But you won't, so it's fine. All right. So with that being said, pulling this back up, I'm going to put 98 bones on Kyle's max damage over.
Wow.
I'm going to put 1 bone on my own max damage over. I'm going to put another 1 bone on Wyatt's max damage under.
I hate you so much.
And let me tell you, I think Wyatt's max damage under is the lock.
It could be.
But the thing is, Kyle is my soul. Like, Wyatt, you were with me when I was at my lowest point, and you took me to places that I couldn't have been without you.
It was the
okay.
vibes.
All right, and then
Can I get a vibe
but
check?
Kyle is my soul teammate,
Okay.
and I want to see Kyle thrive.
I just want to see you happy.
Thanks. I want to see Kyle thrive.
Never mind. Thanks. Fuck you.
I love that. I love that answer. That's like you're doing the whole breakup, and it's like,
No,
I
dude.
just want to see you happy. Thanks.
No,
Thanks,
no,
I'm
that's
leaving.
that's the dude. That's the dude. Like you ever meet that guy who's like the quote unquote nice guy? And he's like, I just want to see her happy. And she's like, all right, well, I'm happier with this guy. And he's like, fuck you.
That's it.
Wrong choice, bitch.
What I really meant to say is
made
I want
the-
to see you happy with me.
You made the biggest mistake of your life. Okay, sorry.
I've already been putting lead in that guy's water for a year. He can no longer have children. Have fun.
On to me. All right.
Wait, I didn't even finish my
No,
sentence.
no,
You
that- he
fucking
was talking
derailed.
about-
It's fine.
You're talking about your soul teammate.
Yeah, long story short, Kyle's my soul teammate. If he starts doing well and I continue to do well, we can get back together, and that's what I want.
We're doing
Okay.
energy vibes.
All right.
Energy vibes. All right. Well,
Energy fun.
energy vibes. Tentacle. What did you call it?
Tentacle core.
Tentacle core flowing through my veins. That's what I'm going to have. Tentacle core flowing through my veins. All right. Well, the vibes are up, and I'm feeling good. I'm hopefully going to do much, much better this week. The mindset. Actually, fuck it. I am going to do better this week. Fuck this shit.
That's the
All right.
tentacle
That's what I
core.
want to hear,
That's
baby.
the tentacle core. That's
That's
tentacle.
the tentacle core.
Let's go.
That's ice in my veins, baby.
I won't. I will not believe it till he shaves his head.
Damn.
Shaving my head tomorrow.
It would
sending you a
help.
picture.
If you shave your head,
He's gonna.
It would help.
then I'm all in.
He's gonna
I'm
hear
all
the
in
play-
next week.
I'm gonna fucking mohawk shave my head.
He's gonna hear the
Send it
playlist.
No,
to you.
you do not look like your coworker.
I have enough mohawks.
Do
in my
not look
life.
like your
Oh yeah.
coworker.
I'm
Oh
kidding.
Jesus.
I'm kidding.
That guy who
Okay.
just drinks milk all the time.
Yeah.
Please. Just listen to the playlist. Your hair's just gonna singe off.
Okay,
Tentacle
Kyle,
core just flows through my
get to your bets, bro.
All right. I'm actually I'm gonna go. Unfortunately, Wyatt, I don't believe you're gonna hit your max this week,
Damn.
and that's just not because I don't think you have the capability to, but 2,000's a fucking lot, especially for you, even though you're playing cracked out of your fucking mind.
Okay.
So I'm gonna bet 40 bones under on Wyatt's max damage. I think that's pretty much a lock for this week. I don't think there's any way around it. I think that he definitely gets that. On top of that, I am actually going to bet on Troy's second half kills over for 10 bones. And then I'm going to bet on my own kills over for 20 bones. So
That's all your card?
and that's all I'm going to do. Oh,
All-
and for my bet for Brian, for 4 Phoenix kits, I'll bet 5.
All right, Brian. Your
Okay.
card.
First bet of the week, I am putting 50 bones on Kyle's max damage over. And then second bet, I'm going to go with 40 bones on Wyatt's max damage under.
It's the lock.
And then, Troy, I want to throw you a bone here.
Thank you so much.
But
That's under. He says, but.
I love the butt.
I don't know if you're going to be playing with a teammate. I can't trust it.
I'm not. I told
Like-
you I'm not.
No, but I mean,
no
like,
way they're fixing it. They literally don't care about me at all.
How about you have me help you? I won't count my games with you, but I'll play with you.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Wyatt, I'm betting on you then.
Okay.
Wyatt, I'm betting 10 bones
I
over.
had 16 fucking kills this week, Brian.
How's your fourth quarter been?
Decent.
Tragic.
Last week's was not good, but it's been decent pretty much
Third
throughout
quarter?
my whole career.
What about
Third quarter, yeah, actually third quarter is probably better.
Okay, third quarter kills. 10 bones over on third quarter kills. I'm putting all 100 bones of my bones on the line. I'm trying to run away with this very fast. Gift to the All-Father bet is that 50 over on Kyle's max.
Okay, well, you didn't go with the lock, so that doesn't make any sense. My gift to the All-Father bet is actually going to be my bet on Kyle's
Max
kills over. Kyle's kills over. Troy, your All-Father bet? The 98.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
without
on,
a doubt.
it's on Kyle's.
It's
back.
definitely the one bone he put on Wyatt's max.
And Kyle, your gift to the All-Father.
I'm gonna actually do, unfortunately, Wyatt's max under.
Okay.
I think that's very solid.
I think it's just
dude. That is the lock. There's
It's
just
probably
no
the
way.
lock.
I
But you guys
I
acted
am
like Kyle's is the lock.
I'm debating on doing it. I'm really torn between wanting to put the gift to the All-Father on you, but if it's fuck, that's so hard. That's so fucking hard for me to choose.
Who knows how I'll play?
Wyatt might play cracked out of his mind because he's hit over 2K in these past few weeks,
yes, he has.
and you have not hit over 12 in these past few weeks.
That's already been decided. I thought.
I am taking my gift to the All-Father off of that and putting it on Wyatt.
All right. All right, boys. Well, all of our cards are in.
Yep.
All right. Well, that'll just about do it for the show. Don't forget to check out the Brian Challenge of the Week stream. That is on Wednesday, I believe.
Thursday this week.
Thursday this week, we're going to have the Brian Challenge of the Week where he's going to be trying to get as many Phoenix Kiss as he possibly can. All four of us will be there on Twitch, at least for some capacity, so we will all be there ready to go. Brian Challenge of the Week, that stream is always a fun one. It's kind of the later stream because we got a lot of East Coast people out there who aren't able to tune in necessarily, but it should be fun. Spring break's coming around the corner. Why don't you just take a little less sleep, chill with the boys, do your thing. Thank you guys for listening to episode 30 of the Grab My Banner podcast. 30 fucking episodes.
30
Son of a
episodes,
bitch.
baby. Yeah.
Let's go,
Dang,
baby.
boys.
Don't forget to use code BANNER 50% off all Rep Sports products. Thank you guys for listening as always. If you need to hop onto the Discord, if you need to hop on Twitter, all the links are there on one of those social medias so you can get in there any way you want. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week.